Welcome back to the channel, Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today, we're counting down the top 3 most valuable and expensive ultra-rare United States George Washington $quarter old coins that have captured the attention of collectors around the world. You might be surprised to learn that an old, dirty quarter hiding in your pocket, coin jar, or family collection could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even an incredible amount at auction if it has the right rarity, condition, or mint era. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history behind these iconic Washington quarters, reveal the key features that make certain coins so valuable, and show you exactly what to look for before you spend your next quarter. So make sure to watch until the very end, because one small detail could turn an ordinary-looking coin into an extraordinary treasure. If you love rare coins, valuable collectibles, and amazing hidden discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest coin hunting adventures. Now, let's dive into the top 3 most valuable and expensive United States George Washington $quarter old coins. Let's get started. First up in the 1965 George Washington $quarter continues to surprise collectors around the world. At first glance, a dirty and heavily circulated 1965 quarter may appear to be nothing more than ordinary pocket change, but experienced numismatists know that appearances can be deceiving. The year 1965 marked one of the most important turning points in the history of American coinage, because it was the first year after the United States abandoned the traditional 90% silver composition for circulating quarters. Instead, these coins were struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, making them historically significant as the beginning of a completely new era. Millions entered circulation, but decades of wear, dirt, scratches, and environmental exposure have transformed many into fascinating relics of American history. Every dirty 1965 quarter carries evidence of countless purchases, travels, and decades of circulation, making each coin a miniature time capsule that tells a unique story. The obverse of the 1965 Washington quarter proudly features the familiar portrait of George Washington, originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Although heavily circulated examples often show worn hair details, flattened lettering, and faded dates, these characteristics actually help experienced collectors judge a coin's circulation history. The reverse displays the majestic American eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Even when dirt covers much of the surface, careful cleaning is generally discouraged because improper cleaning permanently damages the coin and drastically reduces collector value. Many serious collectors actually prefer original dirty surfaces because they demonstrate authenticity and preserve the coin's natural agging process, known as its original patina. One of the biggest reasons collectors continue searching through rolls of quarters is the possibility of discovering valuable mint eras among 1965 Washington quarters. While ordinary circulated examples are worth only face value or a small premium, rare era coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors carefully inspect each coin for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, rotated dies, missing clad layers, and dramatic strike-through errors. Since 1965, quarters were produced in enormous quantities during a period of rapid production. Quality control occasionally allowed unusual mistakes to escape into circulation. Even an old, dirty quarter with the right mint era could become an exciting discovery that transforms an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after collectible. Unlike earlier Washington quarters that carried mint marks, most 1965 quarters do not display a mint mark because the United States Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. Officials believed this would discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted coins during the nationwide coin shortage. As a result, identifying the exact mint facility for an ordinary 1965 quarter is impossible through a mint mark alone. This unusual historical decision makes the 1965 issue stand apart from surrounding years and serves as an important reminder of the economic pressures facing the nation during the mid-1960s. For collectors, this historical context adds another layer of fascination beyond the coin's physical appearance. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the value of a 1965 Washington quarter. A heavily worn and dirty coin usually remains worth only its face value unless it contains a rare mint error or exceptional variety. However, coins that somehow escape circulation and remain in brilliant uncirculated condition can command significantly higher prices, especially those certified by professional grading services with high mint state grades. Coins graded MS-66, MS-67, or higher become increasingly scarce, and premium quality examples have sold for hundreds or even several $1,000s at major coin auctions. This dramatic difference illustrates why collectors examine every quarter carefully before spending it. Another fascinating aspect of the 1965 Washington quarter is its historical connection to one of the greatest changes in modern American coinage. Prior to 1965, quarters contained 90% silver, but rising silver prices forced the government to adopt the new copper-nickel-clad composition. This transition completely changed the appearance, weight distribution, and metallic structure of United States circulating coins for generations to come. As the very first regular-issue clad Washington quarter, the 1965 coin represents the beginning of modern American coin production. Even a dirty specimen found today serves as a reminder of this historic transformation that forever changed the nation's everyday currency. Collectors often inspect dirty 1965 quarters using magnifying glasses or digital microscopes because valuable characteristics are sometimes hidden beneath years of circulation. They look for strong strike details, unusual die polishing lines, repunched design elements, planchet defects, and other small features that might indicate a rare variety. It is extremely important not to clean these coins before examination, since cleaning can remove valuable surface characteristics that experts rely on during authentication and grading. Sometimes, what appears to be simple dirt actually protects the original mint luster underneath, and professional conservation is always preferable to amateur cleaning when dealing with potentially valuable coins. The excitement surrounding the 1965 George Washington quarter continues to grow thanks to online coin-collecting communities, auction houses, and treasure hunting videos that inspire millions of viewers to search their own pocket change. Stories regularly emerge of collectors discovering valuable error coins in inherited collections, bank rolls, estate sales, and forgotten piggy banks. While such discoveries remain uncommon, they fuel the excitement that keeps the hobby alive. Every old, worn, and dirty quarter becomes another opportunity to uncover an unexpected rarity hiding in plain sight. This combination of history, possibility, and detective work is exactly what makes coin collecting one of the world's most rewarding hobbies. In the end, the 1965 George Washington quarter dollar is far more than an ordinary piece of loose change. It represents the beginning of America's clad coinage era, reflects an important period of economic history, and offers collectors countless opportunities to search for valuable errors and high-grade survivors. Although most dirty circulated examples carry only modest monetary value, their historical importance remains undeniable, and the rare exceptions can be worth remarkable sums when authenticated and professionally graded. The next time you come across an old, dirty 1965 Washington quarter, don't dismiss it simply because of its appearance. Take a closer look, study every detail, and remember that some of the greatest numismatic discoveries have started with a coin that looked completely ordinary. Next up in the 1968 United States George Washington quarter dollar is a fascinating coin that often catches the attention of both beginner and experienced collectors, especially when it is discovered in an old, dirty, or heavily circulated condition. While millions of these quarters were struck for everyday commerce, the passage of more than half a century has transformed many surviving examples into historical artifacts that reflect decades of American life. Introduced as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, that began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1968 issue carries the familiar portrait designed by John Flanagan. Many people mistakenly assume that a dirty old quarter is worthless, but experienced collectors know that unusual varieties, exceptional preservation, or mint errors can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. Every stain, scratch, and layer of natural tunning tells a story of where the coin may have traveled throughout the United States during one of the nation's most dynamic decades. One of the most important facts about the 1968 Washington quarter is that it belongs to the modern copper-nickel-clad era. After rising silver prices forced the United States Mint to stop producing circulating silver quarters in 1965, the 1968 quarter was manufactured with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This new composition allowed the government to continue producing billions of coins for commerce while reducing production costs. Although these coins no longer contained silver, collectors soon became interested in them because they represented the beginning of a completely new chapter in American coinage. A dirty 1968 quarter found in an old toolbox, abandoned coin jar, or inherited collection may appear ordinary at first glance, but careful inspection could reveal valuable characteristics that many casual owners overlook. The year 1968 also marked an important milestone because the United States Mint resumed placing mint marks on circulating coins after temporarily removing them between 1965 and 1967. Quarters struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, while coins produced in Denver displayed the D mint mark. In addition, proof quarters bearing the S mint mark were struck in San Francisco specifically for collectors. This means that identifying the mint mark is one of the very first steps experts take when evaluating a 1968 Washington quarter. Although most business strike examples remain common today, certain high-grade specimens and proof coins with exceptional surfaces are considerably more valuable than average circulated examples. Even a dirty coin should never be cleaned before evaluation, because cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and reduce collector value. Many viral stories surrounding the 1968 Washington quarter involve rare mint errors, and these are often the reason ordinary-looking coins suddenly become valuable. Collectors search for dramatic off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, doubled dies, die cracks, repunched mint marks where applicable, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. Genuine mint errors are created during the manufacturing process and are highly sought after because each one is unique or produced in very limited quantities. Some authenticated error quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the mistake and the overall condition of the coin. This is why knowledgeable collectors examine every detail under magnification before dismissing an old dirty quarter as pocket change. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the value of a 1968 Washington quarter. Coins that spent decades circulating through cash registers, vending machines, and everyday transactions naturally developed worn details, scratches, discoloration, and dirt accumulation. However, collectors generally prefer original surfaces over cleaned ones. A naturally aged coin with honest wear is often more desirable than one that has been polished to look shiny. Grading services carefully examine the sharpness of Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers on the reverse, the luster remaining on the surface, and the presence of contact marks before assigning an official grade. Even small differences in grade can result in dramatic differences in market value, making professional authentication worthwhile for coins that appear unusually well preserved or display possible mint errors. The market value of a standard circulated 1968 Washington quarter is usually close to its face value unless it possesses exceptional quality or a recognized mint error. However, uncirculated coins with brilliant original mint luster can command significantly higher prices, particularly those certified in mint state grades such as MS66, MS67, or better. Certain proof examples from San Francisco with deep cameo contrast are also highly desirable among advanced collectors. Error coins, especially dramatic examples authenticated by respected grading companies, have occasionally sold for hundreds or several $1,000s at major coin auctions. These impressive auction results are responsible for many viral online videos, but it is important to remember that only a very small percentage of surviving 1968 quarters reach those extraordinary values. The historical significance of the 1968 Washington quarter extends beyond its collectible value because it represents a period of enormous change in the United States. America was experiencing social transformation, technological progress, and major political events, while these quarters circulated in the pockets of millions of citizens. Every surviving coin became a silent witness to everyday purchases, family businesses, road trips, and countless moments in American history. When collectors hold a worn 1968 quarter today, they are holding an authentic piece of that remarkable era. This emotional connection often inspires people to search through inherited collections and forgotten coin jars in hopes of discovering a hidden treasure with an extraordinary story. Collectors searching for valuable 1968 quarters should carefully inspect the coin under strong lighting and magnification without attempting to clean it. Look closely for unusual doubling on the lettering or date, significant strike errors, missing design elements, clipped edges, or other abnormalities that differ from standard examples. Comparing the coin with certified reference images can help identify potential varieties, while professional grading services can confirm authenticity and assign an official condition grade. Many exciting discoveries have occurred simply because someone decided to examine an old dirty quarter instead of spending it, proving that patience and knowledge remain two of the greatest tools in coin collecting. Ultimately, the 1968 United States George Washington quarter dollar demonstrates that true value depends on far more than age alone. While millions of ordinary examples remain common, exceptional condition, verified mint errors, outstanding eye appeal, and historical originality can transform an ordinary-looking coin into an impressive collector's prize. Every dirty old quarter deserves careful examination before being dismissed, because remarkable discoveries continue to be made decades after these coins first entered circulation. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or simply curious about the coins hidden in your home, the 1968 Washington quarter serves as a reminder that history, rarity, and careful observation can turn an everyday piece of change into an unforgettable collectible with an exciting story to tell. The 1977 D. George Washington quarter dollar may look like nothing more than an old, dirty pocket coin, but appearances can be incredibly deceiving. Every year, collectors across the United States search through forgotten coin jars, estate collections, and inherited boxes, hoping to discover a hidden treasure. While millions of 1977 D quarters were struck at the Denver Mint, a surprising number have become highly collectible because of their outstanding condition, unusual mint errors, or fascinating history. Even a heavily circulated and dirty example tells the story of decades spent changing hands through restaurants, gas stations, banks, vending machines, and countless everyday purchases. That journey through American history is exactly what makes this coin so interesting to collectors. Today, we're taking a closer look at one of America's most recognizable coins to discover whether an ordinary-looking 1977 D. Washington quarter could actually be worth far more than its face value. The story of the 1977 D. quarter begins at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States economy was dealing with inflation and rapid increases in circulating coin production. By this time, the famous silver Washington quarters had already disappeared from circulation, replaced after 1965 by copper-nickel-clad coins designed to save precious metals. The 1977 D quarter carries the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, while the reverse proudly displays the American eagle standing with outstretched wings, clutching arrows above olive branches. The small D mint mark beneath the date identifies it as having been struck in Denver. Although more than 256 million examples were produced, not every coin survived in excellent condition. Many spent decades circulating through commerce, becoming scratched, stained, dirty, and worn, creating unique appearances that collectors often find fascinating. One of the biggest misconceptions among new collectors is believing that every old dirty coin is automatically valuable. In reality, age alone does not determine value. Most circulated 1977 D quarters remain worth only 25 cents because of their enormous production numbers. However, collectors pay significant premiums for coins that combine rarity with exceptional preservation or unusual minting mistakes. A dirty coin should never be cleaned, because cleaning permanently damages the original surface and often reduces collector value dramatically. Natural dirt, tunning, oxidation, and decades of circulation can actually help confirm authenticity and preserve the coin's history. Professional grading companies consistently recommend leaving coins exactly as they are found, even if they appear unattractive, because originality is often far more desirable than artificial brightness. The real excitement surrounding the 1977 D quarter comes from the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, mechanical problems occasionally created coins that differ from normal production. Collectors search for off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, grease-filled dies, broad strikes, and dramatic misalignments. While most 1977 D quarters are perfectly normal, authenticated mint errors have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type, rarity, and condition. Even relatively minor errors can attract strong bidding at auction, because specialists actively collect these unusual pieces. Careful examination, using a magnifying glass or microscope, can reveal details invisible to the naked eye, making every old quarter worth inspecting before spending it. Condition remains one of the most important factors influencing the market value of any 1977 D Washington quarter. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor to mint state 70, with even tiny differences in preservation leading to dramatic differences in price. A heavily circulated dirty quarter with worn lettering and flattened details usually carries little premium beyond face value unless it displays a rare error. In contrast, an uncirculated example retaining original mint luster, sharp strike details, and minimal contact marks can command substantial collector interest. Certified mint state examples graded MS66 or MS67 have sold for hundreds of dollars, while exceptionally preserved registry-quality specimens have achieved even stronger auction results due to their rarity among surviving populations. Many collectors also appreciate the 1977 D quarter because it represents a fascinating period in American numismatic history. The late 1970s marked a time before commemorative circulating quarters, before the state quarters program, and before the America the Beautiful series transformed quarter collecting. At that time, Washington quarters featured the same classic design year after year, making small differences in strike quality, mint mark placement, die varieties, and preservation especially important. Today, collectors assembling complete Washington quarter sets often require a high-quality 1977 D example, creating steady demand for attractive certified coins. This lasting popularity continues to support values for premium examples, while encouraging hobbyists to search through ordinary pocket change. One particularly interesting feature of dirty circulated coins is that they often preserve evidence of real American history. Every scratch, worn edge, and faded surface reflects decades of everyday use. A single 1977 D quarter may have purchased gasoline during the energy crisis, paid for arcade games, bought school lunches, or traveled through thousands of cash registers across multiple states before finally ending up in a collector's hands. Unlike coins stored safely in bank vaults, circulated examples carry visible reminders of the lives they touched. For many collectors, that connection to history is just as meaningful as monetary value, transforming an ordinary coin into a small piece of America's economic and cultural past. If you believe you found a potentially valuable 1977 D quarter, experts recommend examining several important characteristics before assuming it is rare. Check the date carefully, confirm the Denver D mint mark, inspect the edges for unusual striking errors, and look closely for doubling in the lettering or design elements. avoid polishing or cleaning the coin under any circumstances. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder and compare it with certified examples or consult an experienced coin dealer. If the coin displays a significant error or appears to be in unusually high-grade condition, professional grading may provide authentication, preservation, and increased market confidence should you ever decide to sell it. The next time you discover an old, dirty 1977 D. George Washington quarter hidden inside a drawer, piggy bank, or inherited collection, don't dismiss it simply because it looks worn. While the majority remain common circulating coins, a small number stand out because of remarkable condition, fascinating mint errors, or exceptional collector demand. Coin collecting is filled with stories of ordinary people discovering unexpected treasures among everyday change, proving that careful observation can sometimes lead to extraordinary rewards. Whether your quarter ultimately proves to be worth 25 cents or several $100s, it represents an enduring symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and the excitement that continues to inspire collectors around the world.